Assalamu alaikum. Hey everybody, hope you're all well. So today's video is something very different to what I usually do, and it's my hijab story and advice video, and I've been requested to do this for a really long time. So the first question is, when did you start wearing hijab? I was 9 years old when I started wearing it. What made you wear it? So I actually wore it because I moved to Birmingham. So before we used to live in London, then we lived in Hastings, and then I moved to Birmingham, and I moved into a Muslim area. It was like full of Muslims and stuff. So what happened was, we moved to Birmingham. I was 9 years old and I couldn't get into a public school because they were all filled up, because we came halfway through the year, or January or something like that. So what happened was, the only school that would take me on for the rest of the year was an Islamic school, which wasn't too far from where I lived. And so I got enrolled in there, and what happened was, the uniform was actually, all the girls had to wear abayas and a hijab, and I think all the boys had to wear thobes. Because of that, I had to wear a scarf. I had to wear my hijab because that was the uniform, and like, I didn't even think anything of it, because I grew up around Muslims, and I always saw, like, even when we lived in Russia, like, a lot of the people I was around wore scarves. And I'm not sure if you guys know this, but you probably will now, in Russia, like, wearing a scarf is traditional. So like, even non-Muslims wear it, and I don't mean obviously like this, like, they'll have like a little triangle one and they just tie at the back. A lot of old ladies did that, and because I lived around a lot of old ladies, it kind of, wearing it on your head was just a normal thing, and I grew up watching my mom wear it. I never really questioned it, and obviously I was really young. It wasn't in me to question. To me, it was normal. Like, it was the norm. I didn't even think twice when I was asked to wear it. So the third question is, how did your family take it when you started wearing it? Obviously, my family were okay. They actually wanted me to wear it. You know, they're really happy. Yeah, it was kind of a uniform, so I didn't really think much of it. And I think my dad wanted me to wear it anyway. And because we moved into an area with a lot of Muslims, it was easy, and it was something that my parents wanted me to do anyway. And the fourth question is, since wearing hijab, did you notice any changes in the way people saw you? No, I never did. Like, alhamdulillah, growing up as a Muslim and a hijabi, I found it so easy. It's always been very easy for me. I did kind of struggle in school when I was getting a bit older, like year 10 and year 11. I did struggle then, but then it wasn't really the people. It kind of was the people as well, but it was mainly the media that was making me feel uncomfortable more than people around me and family. So the fifth question is, did you go through any difficulties or problems when wearing your hijab? No, I didn't for a while. Like I said, it was only when I got to 15, 16, I just found it really difficult, and I found like it was too much hassle, if that makes sense. Like, I was just like, why can't I just have my hair out and stuff like that? And I think with me, it was mainly because of the fact that, well, I didn't really think of it that too much. Like, honestly, it was something I barely thought about, but I did think about sometimes. And it was mainly because the people that we kind of looked up to, especially back then, like, celebrities was a really big thing. Like, nowadays celebrities aren't as big as they were before. Like, now you get YouTubers and all that kind of stuff, where it was before, it was just like the top celebrities, Britney Spears and all that kind of stuff. So it kind of kept making me question it, and I was like, and I used to watch a lot of America's Next Top Model as well, so that was kind of putting pressure on me. And that's actually what made me make my YouTube channel, because of that. So I didn't actually struggle in that sense. It was more like, or sometimes I would just be like, oh, but if I didn't wear a scarf, it was kind of like that. And with me, it was more about the fact that I didn't have much knowledge on hijab and why you have to wear. Like, I understood we have to wear it because it's fun, like, it's something you have to do as a Muslim woman, but I didn't really know anything past that. And only when I found out everything about it, then I was like, oh, okay, then that's cool. Like, I loved wearing it, and like, I feel like I found all that out just before I went to uni, and I think that really worked in my favour, because when I went to uni I was the only Muslim and the only hijabi for a while, for like 2 years, and then towards the end of first year I was like, there was another Muslim girl in my class, but she was a hijabi, and it wasn't until my 3rd year that there was a hijabi in my class. So with me it was like, it was a lot to take on, because I had always grew up around Muslims and around hijabis, and all the women are either modest or wear hijab, that I found it very difficult. I didn't find it very difficult. It was more like the first few days was just like whoosh, like it really hit me. But I'm really glad that happened, because it was like I needed to kind of get out, because obviously in the real world it's not really like that, especially like if I work within the fashion industry. So with me it was like I needed that, but at the same time I was ready for that, because I was like, you know, I was wearing my skirts at uni, all that kind of stuff, and I felt very, very comfortable being the only Muslim and the only hijabi for a really long time. I was completely comfortable with it, because I was just like, I know why I'm wearing it. I'm not wearing it for anybody else. I'm wearing it for Allah. I'm wearing it for myself. So I really didn't struggle in that sense. I feel like this is the advice I would give. I feel like if you are struggling and you're not around Muslims, then that's kind of the mind frame you should have. You should be like, you know, I'm not doing it for these people. And to be honest, these people aren't really, like, who cares about their opinions? And it really didn't, like, even if they did, I'm not saying they did, I don't, like, I kind of didn't have issues in that sense. My class, like, everybody in my class was really nice and stuff, so I didn't have that kind of issue. Like 3rd year I absolutely loved my class, but what happened was I think you just need to be like, I'm not going to be around these people forever. Like, you know, I was only there for 3 years, and it was the first 2 years that I kind of felt different. But then the 3rd year I had one of my other friends, and she was a hijabi, and she came back and she was in my class, so it was like really cool and easy, and like everybody was just really nice. And I felt like, especially my 3rd year of uni, I felt really welcomed, and I didn't feel any different to anybody else, which yeah, it was nice. But I also feel like if you have in my first year, I didn't struggle, even though it was such a huge change to me. Like, for me, it was so huge. But I didn't struggle because it was like, in my mind, I was like having positive thoughts, and I was always very positive about it. And I feel like, obviously, what you feel inside is how... So if you be like, oh my god, I feel this is so awkward, this is so weird, I feel like I'm out of place, then you are going to feel out of place. You know, you will feel that vibe. Whereas if you're like, oh no, this is like, I don't feel any different, this is fine, I'm wearing my scarf for myself, for Allah, you know, this is, you know, I love to wear it, then you're not going to struggle. And I think that's the main issue right now. When I get a lot of girls messaging me, that's usually the problem. I'm like, you need to feel comfortable. And also I feel like a lot of girls may not be feeling comfortable with it because they don't know why they're wearing it. When I say why, I obviously don't mean like the simple reason. I mean like you actually need to read into it and research into it, and it will really help you. Question 6. Sorry, I kind of rambled on a lot there. Question 6. What have you gained from wearing the hijab? I gained a lot. Like with me, it kept me staying to my religion, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like if I was struggling when I was 15, 16 and I took my scarf off, I would not be where I am now in terms of my deen. Like, I would not be as practicing now, because I feel like when I wear the scarf, it reminds me, and when you wear your abaya or whatever it is, dressing modest, it's a constant reminder that you're a Muslim, that you should pray, that you should do this, that you should do that, that, you know, it's just a constant reminder. Also, it makes me feel better in a kind of, from a religious point of view. Like, it's like, okay, I may not be perfect, but I am doing this, and this reminds me who I am, and it reminds me what to do. And I find that point for me is very, very strong. Like the fact that I wear a scarf and it constantly reminds me what to do and how to behave. And when I say behave, I don't just mean on the streets, I mean like just myself, like I put my scarf on and I'm like, yeah, I'm a Muslim kind of thing. And it also, I feel like it brings you closer to your religion, and it also makes you more, you feel like you belong somewhere. It's like a sense of belonging. Also, it's made me look more into my deen, more into my religion, like when I was younger, especially because I had all these things, like it, even though by the way, I only went to the Islamic school for 1 year, and after that I did go to a normal public English school, and it was a mishmash. It was mostly Asians and Arabs and Somalis that were there. Like we almost had no English people, but so I never really struggled, like going from the Islamic school to a normal public school in England. I didn't struggle at all, because it was, and like when the kids used to get picked up, like all the moms would be in abayas, swakamis, you know, headscarves, always modest kind of thing. You know, even the men would come in thobes, you know, stuff like that. And like I said, the swakamis and all that kind of stuff. So I never felt any different, and I found it very, very easy in that sense, because it's like I grew up in that and I didn't see any different. And also growing up in that sense, I didn't see anyone else different. Like there isn't this, I never saw this huge barrier between people. I think that's what really helped. So yeah, with the advice, like I said before, I think you just need to, if you are struggling, you just need to keep reading about Islam. And I feel like also a lot of girls are like, I'm not ready to wear the hijab. Like I know there's a lot of people that are like, oh, you have to be ready to wear it, but at the same time, you don't have to be a perfect Muslim to wear it, because that's never gonna happen. Like if you put your scarf on today, slowly you will change. Like I wore it from such a young age, but obviously I wasn't religious when I was wearing it. You know, it was kind of, me wearing it at a younger age actually really helped me as I grew up, because I didn't not wear it until I was like 15 and used to do my hair up to school and all that kind of stuff, and then it was like bam, you have to wear a scarf, and it's like, and then all these rules kind of fall on top of you. It wasn't like that, so that's why I never really truly struggled like I know quite a few people do, because like I said, I get a lot of you guys messaging me and stuff. So if you do have any questions, or if you are struggling, then do message me, and you know, you can leave your comments in the description box below. You can leave your comments in the comments box below, and I will answer them, and I will try and help you guys as much as I can. You know, I really want to. I know it's difficult, and I know there's a lot of people that are living in places where no one else is a hijabi, nobody else is even a Muslim. So I know it can be really, really tough, but it's all about your mindset. If you have a very positive mindset, then Allah will make it easy for you. It will be very easy for you. And if you, it's like people who dye their hair blue, green, pink, you know, all that kind of stuff. If you, people that have piercings, you know, some people in a town are the only ones that dress like that, but they're okay with it because they're happy and comfortable in it. I think the main thing is you have to be comfortable in it, and you have to make yourself comfortable in it as well. That's how and what I feel. And yeah, we're not all perfect. You know, a lot of people say things, you know, like, oh, there's this stigma about hijabis that they are perfect and they're supposed to be the perfect example. Like, yeah, we are, but obviously we're not perfect. Everyone's on their own journey. Like, yeah, I used to wear scarves since I was 9, but like, I am nowhere near perfect, you know. Like, I struggle with everything that everybody else struggles with. You know, it's just that I feel like I'm doing, like I said, hijab is fun as well, something that you have to do. So I'm like a really strong believer in that. And also I feel like if you do wear it from a young age, like if you're 13 now and you're putting a scarf on, that's really good, because it will help you later on. And also if you are struggling and you want to take it off, I think you have to keep putting it off and be like, no, I'm not going to do it yet, I'm not going to do it yet, and then try and better yourself and read a bit more into it, and hopefully that will help you. I hope I'm making sense. It's just quite difficult to kind of compress everything into one short video. So, and obviously everyone's situation is different, so if you guys want to talk to me personally about stuff like this, then I'm more than happy to help you. I think it's really important to know why you want to wear it as well. And I think the other important thing is, don't judge each other. Like, Muslims are very, very judgy, and it's like, don't, because you judging that person is restricting them from being the person they truly are, and you're doing the opposite. You're not helping them in their deen at all. Like, the amount of, especially reverts, they get so much crap from wearing the hijab, and it really annoys me because they're like, oh, you're not wearing it right, oh, this and that. And I get it a lot, and I get a lot of people saying, oh, if you can't wear hijab properly, then don't wear it at all. And I was just like, whoa, like, how do you, like, if you're praying and you're doing everything that Muslims are supposed to do, and then you're telling that person to take your scarf off, it just makes no sense. It just doesn't make sense. It's like that person is trying to perfect themselves. Like, what's the point of wearing abaya and a scarf but then not doing the basics that you're supposed to do that will take you away from being a Muslim, if that makes sense? So it's like, it really frustrates me so much when people say that, because it's like, okay, then you tell me to take my scarf off, I'm gonna take it off, and then I'm gonna have all these pictures with my hair out and stuff. First of all, you're gonna get sinned so much for actually making the person take it off. Secondly, it just doesn't make sense. I don't understand how people can say take your scarf off, but then they're going to be on the internet, so the images are going to be everywhere, and it's like you have to wear a scarf. So it just doesn't make sense to me. And I think, and mostly it's men that say these things, so it's like, please refrain yourselves from watching hijabis in the first place. You know, you're not meant to be doing this. You know, this is a strictly no men's zone. Obviously, like, what do you want to see? Do you want to wear a scarf? Do you want to try and wear a scarf? Is that what you're doing? You want to watch tutorials so you can wear a scarf? Like, no. So yeah, that's kind of my hijab story and what I went through and stuff. In a nutshell, it's not very deep. It's not a lot of information. It's just kind of little and small snippets, but of what I went through and stuff. And you know, I did struggle wearing a scarf. That's why I started YouTube. So it's helped me more than, like, I feel like, yeah, I've been helping people wear a scarf. You know, there's a few girls that have wanted to revert because they watched my videos and they were inspired by Islam and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, it's really helped me because it's helped me keep my scarf on, and it's also helped me to be better each day, because it's like, oh, I'm a role model. Like, I don't think to myself, oh, I'm a role model. I really don't. But I know a lot of people do take me as that, and they do copy what I do, and they do take inspiration from what I do. So from that, it's kind of really helped me. So it's like, it's a win-win situation. We're helping each other, and I love doing YouTube. It's so amazing, and I think it's just so amazing being able, like, I love the whole community, being able to be in this little Muslim bubble. I just really love it, and I'm so proud of all the YouTubers and everything that people are doing, because it's really, really helping. Like, if I had hijabi YouTubers when I was younger, I don't think I would ever had issues with wearing a scarf, because I would feel like now I'm not having any issues at all, because I'm like, I feel like I'm a part of this community, I'm a part of something, I'm in this bubble, and it's normal, and it's, I want to say cool, but I don't mean cool as in, oh, I want to be part of that. I mean, it's cool because it's really nice that this is happening. It's like, I think it's very important, especially for younger girls, especially girls that are not around Muslims, that I think it's very important. I think it's amazing as well. It's an amazing online community, and I love it, and I just hope we can all make each other happy. And yeah, this is a really long video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you have anything that you wish to say, please do so in the comments down below. And also, all the links to all my stuff is in the description box down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Assalamu.